I'm Kathy Caprino, and welcome to my weekly video blog, Work You Love. Today, I'm taking a very powerful question from Randy, all around how to launch a successful small business and how to know when it's time to throw in the towel. So Randy asks, I used to work for someone else and I didn't like that at all. I launched a new graphic design business a year ago, and while I love the work, I'm just not making a go of it. I can't seem to get enough clients, or the ones I do get don't seem willing to pay me what the work is worth. Should I keep going at this or let it go? How do you know when it's time to throw in the towel? Powerful, powerful question, and I hear it constantly, especially from folks who perhaps launched a new business maybe because it was plan B. For instance, they've been downsized or outplaced in their corporate work. They worked for someone else, didn't like it, and thought, well, now's the time. Let me try this. I've been thinking about it. Or it may have been in the works for quite a long time, and now is exactly the time. But when people haven't had experience working on their own, it can be quite a big shock. So let me offer a few suggestions. The first is I'd love to ask you to ask yourself, do I really have what it takes? Am I really cut out for this? Why do I want you to ask yourself that? Because if you're not cut out for this, don't make yourself wrong about it. Don't beat yourself up. Maybe you're not. It's not for everyone. It's really a challenge to be on your own and make this work and do what it takes. What are the special ingredients we need to have? Well, certainly you need to be risk embracing, and it's more than risk tolerant. You've got to be able to walk right through the risk and be able to emotionally, spiritually, physically, behaviorally tolerate and accept that this is an incredibly risky scenario and it's not secure and it's not sure, and I'm going to power through it nonetheless. The second thing is you've got to be very motivated, self-motivated. I interviewed Shep and Ian Murray, the founders of Vineyard Vines, for my Forbes blog, and they said some fascinating things. Check out that post. But they talked about that first year, they kept themselves motivated. They didn't have anyone else to do that for them. So every day they'd get together and they had a list. What do you have to do today? What do we have to get done today? You need to find a way to be that motivated, to get done what has to get done, even though you may not want to do 90% of it. Another piece is introversion. A lot of people have told me, I have my own business and talking about it is sickening to me. I'm too shy. I don't like doing it. Well, you can't let your introversion hold you back. You can't make that an excuse for your success. The way we launch businesses is to get ambassadors for it, to get people revved up by the story we're telling and why we're doing it. And if you can't do that, you're going to find it incredibly challenging. The final ingredient, or one of the final ones, is, are you able to work more on your business than in your business? There's a fantastic book, The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. He talks about the fatal flaw so many small business people make when they're launching a business. They think that liking the technical skill or service that they provide is the same thing as knowing how to run a business that offers that service. They're not at all the same. They're radically, radically different skill sets. So for instance, just because you love graphic design doesn't mean you're going to thrive running a business, getting clients to serve in graphic design. Very different. So are you really cut out for this? The second thing is, if you do that fierce inventory and say, yeah, I think I am cut out for this, then you're not going to know if you're ready to chuck this thing unless you've turned over every stone. And I find so many people who've just launched a new venture think they've done enough and they haven't done 1,000th of what they need to do. For instance, they might say, yay, I just got picked up on the local television station. That's going to change everything. No, it isn't. It's not going to change everything. I remember the first time I was featured in the Wall Street Journal. I thought, whoa, books are going to fly off the shelf. They didn't. It didn't move any significant business needle. So, the very basic that you must have is a very sound business plan that's been vetted, a very strong marketing plan. How are you going to consistently and regularly fill that client pipeline? A financial plan with projections. Now, you don't have to be overly wedded to them, but you have to know, how many clients do I need? How much money do I need to make to pay the bills? And where am I going to find these clients? How am I going to get them? You have to know exactly the tactics and strategies that you are going to take to get business, and you have to vet them that, in fact, these are going to be enough to regularly fill that pipeline. The third thing I want to share with you is your personal brand and your personal story. So many people think this is not important, and they just slap up a website, woohoo, I'm ready for business. It is so not enough today. It's a global market now. It's not just who we know in our neighborhood. You are competing against hundreds, thousands of fantastic graphic designers globally. You've got to have an incredibly compelling story about yourself. Why you? What do you do that's different from everyone else? Who do you love to serve? And why are you the perfect choice? Why? You have to have evidence of this, and you have to prove it. So know and understand how you're different and how you stand apart, and you got to speak about that wherever you go so that you can get people to also help you. There's a fantastic book, The Pumpkin Plan by Mike Michalowicz. I interviewed him too. Great guy. Wonderful book. Fresh new ideas about how do we build a business and how do we fill the client pipeline in very new, innovative ways. Read that. See if that gets some ideas going. But you need help. You can't do this alone, sitting alone at your computer. There's so much help available at your local library. Go to score.org and help them help you build a business and marketing plan. Get a business coach. In that initial year, get ongoing, regular accountability help to make sure you're doing what's required to launch this thing successfully. So I leave you with this, and here's a tweetable for you. If you're ready to throw in the towel, it's very possible that this is not the right fit for you. Get out of denial, get real, and identify, is this what I want, and is this what I'll give up everything for? If it is, then you've got one of the first ingredients for success, that can-do commitment that I want this and I'm ready to do what it takes. I hope that's been helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.